tears to your eyes, and all that surrounds you. Your secrets.
Karen and Mark, Leanne and Bruce, Guy and Jody, on behalf of your families, do you give your love, support and blessings to your children in this marriage?
We do.
Thank you. Please be seated. You look fabulous. Well, dear family and friends, you have been asked here today to share what is undoubtedly one of the most important days of this young couple's lives. On their behalf, I thank you for your attendance, your gifts, your kind words, and your blessings. Many here love this couple. Many are in one way related to our bride and groom. To some, they are son and daughter. Others, brother and sister. To others, they are dear friends. Whatever your relationship to Cassandra and Scott, we come here in the name of love, to witness their commitment and show our support. For love is a miraculous gift, and marriage is a celebration of that magic. A wedding is not only a happy occasion for bride and groom, it is also about continuity, family and friendship. A small snippet of our lives when we focus on that intangible, priceless connection, our love for one another. The human heart has an infinite capacity to give and receive love. Many times throughout our lives, we may feel as though our heart is fit to burst with a love so strong it cannot be contained. Other times, it feels as though it has been broken irredeemably by the loss of a loved one. That is the strength, the nature, the power of love. In a few moments, marriage vows will be exchanged. Simple words of promise between two people who have chosen to commit themselves to one another. Rings will likewise be exchanged as a visible symbol of that commitment. Your attendance here today also serves as a symbol of your care and commitment to Cassy and Scott as a couple. So mums and dads, brothers and sisters and dear friends, on Cassy and Scott's behalf, I thank you all for your years of support, care and above all love that you have shared and continue to share with them. Friends, my name is Gallagher. I am a civil celebrant duly authorised by the Commonwealth to conduct and solemnise this marriage according to the law. Cassandra and Scott, before you're married in my presence and the presence of these your witnesses, I am obliged to remind you of the serious and permanent nature of the relationship you're both now choosing to enter. As marriage, according to the law in Australia, is a voluntary and lifelong union of a man and a woman made to the exclusion of all others. Of course, many of us here know that marriage is much more than that. Much more than the promises made here today, the celebration that will soon follow, and the best wishes from us all here. It is not the law nor features on a parchment that hold a couple together. It is the everyday loving, caring and daily recommitment to do your very best at being the very best husband and wife you can for one another. Now, obviously, many of you here know the guests of honour, Scott and Cassandra, but you may not know the rest of the bridal party. Cassy has chosen 4 charming young ladies as her attendants today. They are maid of honour, Cassy's close friend, Nicole, bride of Nicole, another close friend of Cassandra's, Lauren. Next to Lauren is Cassy's sister-in-law, Rebecca, and sister Tara. Now, when Scott was thinking who should be standing here to his left today, he thought long and hard, and after an extensive auditioning process, came up with 4 very handsome and deserving gentlemen. As best man, his best mate from high school days, Jacob. As groomsman, we have Scott's brother, Jason, and next to Jason, Steve, Scott's cousin. And next to Steve, Scott's good mate from high school days, Justin. So it's very much, and rightly so, a blend of family and friends. And because we are never likely to see this group gathered again in such a manner, I now suggest we pause and capture the moment. Those are cameras, please feel free to come forward, and I'll give you a moment to do so. Thank you. Now, Scott and Cassy, I'm about to ask you both a question, and I'm looking for a 2-word response.
Thanks, Ron.
First for you, Scott. Scott Nicole Woodyard, will you take Cassandra to be your wife? Will you love, cherish and honour her? Will you stay at her side through good times and bad? Will you laugh and dream together, and do you promise to be loyal and true to her as you grow old together till death do you part?
I do.
Cassandra Rose O'Donnell, will you take Scott to be your husband? Will you love, cherish and honour him? Will you stay at his side through good times and bad? Will you laugh and dream together, and do you promise to be loyal and true to him as you grow old together till death do you part?
I do.
And so, friends, now we know why we're here today, but you may not be aware of what has brought us to this moment. So with Scott and Cassy's permission, I'd like to cover some of the background that has led up to this wonderful event, how it all began. Well, it all started in October 2010 at the Seamus O'Toole Irish pub in Knox. Cassy was on a girls' night out and Scott was out with mates. Having mutual friends was how Cassy first saw Scott, and she was smitten from the start. Her first reaction was, gee, who was that extra tall, handsome man? I'm going to get his phone number. As Cassy is not backwards in coming forwards, she soon had the number. Scott's first reaction to the request was, gee, this girl is keen. Well, you know how the story goes. Dates were arranged, friends and family are finally introduced, bonds are strengthened, and over time, friendship develops into love. Knowing that they wanted to commit to each other, Scott and Cassy bought a house together in August 2013, which they have turned into a home for them both. As often happens, a young man's thoughts eventually turn to marriage, and if his hasn't, you can be rest assured that hers has. Cassy subtly letting it be known that she was keen to formalise arrangements with a day such as this. And so it was on Thursday, the 11th of August 2014, Cassy called Scott to see where he was, as he was usually home before her. Cassy being suspicious that Scott may have been out buying more shiny parts that he didn't need for the car. He said he was stuck in traffic, but he was actually picking up something shiny, Cassy's ring. The following day, he suggested that they go for a cruise up to Hillsville on the Sunday. And so with plan in mind and ring in pocket, Scott was up uncharacteristically early for a Sunday, and off they went to Hillsville. Once they were there, they came upon a waterfall, and Scott, distracting Cassy for a moment, pulled the ring from his pocket. When Cassy turned around, she was shocked to see the ring. So shocked she actually forgot to say yes when Scott asked her to marry him. It wasn't until they were going back to the car that Scott reminded Cassy that she had not given him an answer. Another hug, a kiss, and a yes soon followed. When I first met Scott and Cassy, I asked them a few questions so I could put this story together. I asked them what they loved about each other. Scott said he loves Cassy's dedication and outgoingness and her willingness to give anything a go. Cassy said she loved Scott's level-headed approach to things, and that he is respectful, and that his love made her the person she is today. I know they very much look forward to their future together, and I am sure that all parents here today glad to hear that they intend to have some little ones of their own one day. But that is the story so far. Today, a bright future unfolds before them both, one I know will continue for many years to come. Now, I will soon ask Scott and Cassy to exchange their vows, those words that form the very essence of their commitment to each other. First, a legally required statement, followed by the words that they themselves have chosen. But before we can proceed, we require the rings. And traditionally on wedding day, the best man is entrusted with 3 official roles. Firstly, getting the groom to the ceremony on time. This Jake has managed to do. Secondly, to regale the crowd with a humorous speech on the groom's shortcomings later this evening. But right now, I'll call upon him in his third and vital role as guardian of the rings. Jake, may I have the rings, please?
Today, I want to make a promise to you and to myself, in front of our family and friends, to love, honour, and cherish you for the rest of my life.
Ladies and gentlemen, family and friends, Scott and Cassandra have declared before us all here that they wish to live and love together in marriage. Let us hope that this day forms a milestone in your lives, one that you'll look back upon with much joy and happiness. It now gives me great pleasure, in the name of true love, to pronounce you husband and wife. Congratulations to you both. Scott, you may now kiss your bride. And being an equal opportunity celebrant, I now call upon Cassandra to kiss her husband. Now, friends, we now do need to attend to some paperwork and the signing of the register. Please remain where you are. We shall return shortly for the conclusion of the ceremony. copy of the words that have been spoken today, I'd just like to say a few final words of my own, if I may. May your friendship and trust endure and strengthen throughout your lives. May your understanding of each other grow with your love until the wonder of each day and night